Welcome back to our senior podcast here, Championship Women. Now, we're going to discuss some MVP candidates from each team who we think is probably going to be their MVP or at least make a go for the season MVP. Now, we're going to kick it off at the very top because she is possibly the number one candidate, Amanda Pascal, 23 points per game in all 17 performances, 11 rebounds to go with her almost 7 assists. She is probably, I don't want to say probably, but she's going to be a very, very high, clear-cut MVP candidate.
Yeah, I think should be red hot favourite if you speak to anybody around the league. Anyone putting up season averages that are fairly close to a triple double, is going to be there in the conversation. I think she's obviously a major reason why Wyndham are undefeated this year, Ted. And if the game's on the line, you can trust putting the ball in her hands and let her go to work.
Absolutely. Portia Poole for Sherbrooke is close second for here. 22 points per game to go with her 4, almost 5 rebounds. She shoots the ball very well, 31% in all 14 performances, 4 assists per game. Sherbrooke's clear-cut number one, but closely behind with Alicia Carline, her 19 points per game and 16 rebounds. So,
yeah, that's going to be the deciding factor when it comes to MVP talks because Portia Poole, Alicia Carline, and even throw in Tanea Sualo, who's had some really big games. I think they're going to be jostling and taking votes from one another.
Stealing votes.
But fantastic, and it's probably why they're sitting third in the ladder. They've got 3 really good options to go to.
Yeah, they really do. They really do. Moving on to Pakenham here. Hayley Nicholson, probably their clear-cut MVP candidate for Pakenham. Third highest scorer in the league with 21 points per game to go with her 7 rebounds. Shooter, she can stretch the floor just shy of 30% from the field, but no, Pakenham's number one candidate there.
Yeah, there's absolutely no disputing this. She's consistent week in, week out, a really strong candidate. And then we've got for Bulleen, I'd say this one's a little bit closer than what one would have said it last year, but Olivia Bontempelli is the clear standout for us. She had a little bit of a quieter month last month, but has put together a really consistent season for 16 points, shooting the ball from 45% from the three-point line and getting herself close to 7 rebounds a game as well. But I think Annabelle Dearborn's been the surprise packet for me there as well, with some huge games along the way as well.
Yeah, absolutely. McKinnon now is probably a sort of toss and turn between Brianna Gray and Emily Suckling. You'd probably lean a little bit more towards Gray, I would think. But no, the two of these girls, again, would probably be stealing votes off each other. One might get 3 votes, the other would get 2, or 2 on 1, or whatever it is. But again, 2 dominant players in this McKinnon group are just going to snatch most of these votes.
Yeah, and I think it's probably the rebounding that gets Gray over the line as probably being their MVP on the year. Suckling does pass the ball and get her teammates involved a little bit better, but yeah, certainly those 2 are the standouts for them.
Demetra for Sunbury is probably going to be the number one MVP candidate there. Ida Anderson is not far off, but no, I do think it would be Demetra. 13 points per game. Isn't a shooter, more traditionally a big 9.4 rebounds, just shy of 1 assist per game. But no, she probably is the more dominant player on the floor.
Yeah, I think she's just probably also been a little bit more consistent. She always flirting with a decent double-double and putting herself in contention. Ida's had some big standout games, and usually the ones they're winning is when Ida's got her shot firing. But yeah, Demetra's been big for them all year and will be there in the talks when we talk about All-Star 5 as well.
Absolutely. Hume will probably be the likes of Kiana Lee. Import coming in very, very consistent or fairly consistent throughout the league with a just shy of 13 points per game to go with her double performance, 12 rebounds. She steals the ball, 2.2 steals per game and just shy of 2 assists.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing when you look at Hume's roster is it's actually a really good spread of scorers. So if we're talking about league MVP candidates, I'm not exactly sure it's going to come from Hume, but their team spread is what's put them in the top 4 at the moment, Ted.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're spot on there. And then Camberwell is probably going to be Valos here. Again, some team a team that probably isn't going to be in that dominant league MVP race, but no, probably Eleni Valos.
Yeah, Lenny
Eleni
Valos. She started the year off the bench. She's had to start through necessity, but provided that scoring punch all year.
Yeah, absolutely. Samantha Labros is probably the second one, just behind there. Again, another player who we might see in the starting 5, but we are a bit unsure as the race comes to a close. That'll be all for us today on Big V Podcast. We'll speak to you very soon.